welcome Meshach Taylor. You guys are jealous. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great.
I have to tell you, I was a huge fan of yours. I used to watch you all the time on Designing Women.
Oh, thank you.
And now on
that
Dame's
was fun.
World.
I had a good time doing that.
What was it like working with all those chicks?
It smelled real good. All the time.
I heard that your character was only supposed to be on there for one episode originally.
Right. Initially, I was hired to come on, and Anthony was a guy who came for Thanksgiving, who's an inappropriate guest at your things. The first time I was on, Anthony got drunk, too drunk he fell asleep on the couch, the whole deal. So, but it went over so well that they decided to have me back, and I started coming back every week, and 7 years later, the show was over with. So it was really, yeah.
Were you still asleep on the couch? They had to wake you up?
No, I got up.
Eventually
I woke up. Eventually I did.
So now the new series, which is doing great, Dave's World.
Yeah, Dave's World's doing real well. Harry Anderson, Delane Matthews, Shadow Stevens, myself, you know.
Which character are you more like personally? I've always wondered, Sheldon or Anthony?
Neither one of them, really. I mean, they are creations. I'm not anything like that, I don't think, you know. I've never been that afraid of women, or I've never been to jail for any length of time.
Well, that's the important thing, that it wasn't quantity. It was probably quality time in prison.
It was quality time in prison.
Yeah. What about that gay window dresser you played in Mannequin? Anything like
Hollywood
that?
Montrose, I'm nothing like that. But I tell you, it was a very liberating role to play, though. I mean, to be able to get that silly and to have people really like it was a lot of fun. And since that time, I feel like I was a real trendsetter, because since then, everybody's putting on bras and panties and all sorts of bizarre. I saw Wesley Snipes a couple of weeks ago. I couldn't believe that. Noxzema.
He's one ugly woman.
Oh, he's not cute. He is not cute. Very handsome young man, very ugly young woman.
So I heard that Fred Astaire was the one that got you into acting, or watching him.
I was raised on college campuses in the South, and one of the things that would happen every Friday was a free movie for all the students. And I pretty much had run of the campus, so I'd go and watch the movies. And I really got into Fred Astaire because he was so smooth, and he danced and he sang, and all the women loved him. And I was only 3 years old, but I decided at that point that that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a performer. I wanted to be on stage, and I wanted to be in the movies and that sort of thing. So from that point on, I focused, and I really did, you know. I don't know why I believed I could do it. No one else was doing it who looked like me during the time, but, you know, I did. I believed it. I never thought I couldn't do it, and so I focused on it, and that's what I did. Luckily, I'm doing it today.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, sure. Absolutely. You know what? When I'm not sucking up, you should be. That's a good thing. Thank you very much. Because I understand you did a particular stage show I was interested in.
I did the first touring company of hair, of musical hair, the tribal rock musical hair. And a few years ago, it was very, very risque, and the whole deal. I mean, it's very tame compared to what you see nowadays in just a music video. But at this time, there was a nude scene in it at the end of the first act, and everybody around the country was all bent out of shape about this nude scene, because it's the first time people had ever appeared on American stage en masse, nude, you know. And everybody was real young. We were like 21, 22 years old. So everybody's body looked good, so nobody really cared.
Oh, I think you still, but anyone like to see that number now?
No.
Meshach,
we did it at the Aquarius Theater in Hollywood, which is now, it's something else now. I don't know what it is at this particular point, but it had a revolving stage because it was once the Moulin Rouge, which is this big nightclub years and years ago. And so the nude scene was done only in Hollywood now. Every place else, it was kind of very demurely done, but in Hollywood, they had us on like a lazy Susan, and it felt like that sometimes, the way the people were looking at you as you went around, because
like you're looking at sunglasses at Kmart.
I was telling some people in the dressing room, we're on late enough, I can tell this story, but there was a gentleman that was in our show who really couldn't sing, and he really couldn't dance. He really couldn't do anything except an incredible nude scene. He did great nude scenes. And everyone else who did the show, I have to kind of demonstrate this. Everyone else who did it would come up like this and turn demurely toward the audience, and then presentation, right? But no, my man Louis Block would come around like this. And that's how he got all his dates after the show.
All right. You know, coming up, we're going to find out how Meshach stacked up against the other actors in Hair. We'll take some phone calls from the audience.
Fine.
We'll be right back with your calls for Meshach Taylor after this. Don't go away.